Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Majestix Heroclix Podcast. My name is Jeff. My co-host Patrick.
What's up, everyone? So just real quick, let's start with a story, because people like hearing old Heroclix stories.
Okay.
This one, I would say, this I think this is a cool story, but it kind of gives it might give a bad light to WizKids. Granted, it was their first or second year out, but this was back in 2003. 2003 going into 2004. I want to say 03. It was the Long Beach Comic Con, which was Wizard World, and they had just announced the release of Galactus. And the first, so WizKids used to be in, I want to say, Washington, Washington, Oregon. I don't know. I want to say Washington. Like that. That's where their base of operations was. So that's why a lot of the West Coast stuff back then got a lot of love, because they would just go up and down the coast to Emerald.
It was more convenient for them.
Yeah, they would go San Diego Comic Con, Wizard World, LA.
Yeah, Nat used to run a couple of those events.
Yeah, all that stuff, and also WonderCon, and then Emerald City. So that was, that's why we got a lot of love out here back then.
Very cool.
So back in 03, they had, the Galactus came out. So this is the Galactus with the caution tape all around it. The original Galactus, and you could buy it for $50 if you waited in line at the Comic-Con to get it. But they were only limiting, because there was so much demand, they were only limiting, I want to say 50 per day, so they can last the whole weekend, right? So so it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there was, I want to say 150 maybe. So they were leaving 50. So like, okay, cool. Let's wait in line. So we waited in line on Friday, but we were coming after work, so obviously we didn't get it. So okay, cool. Let's go on Saturday. So we go on Saturday. We wait there. We're like middle of the line, maybe, I don't know, 20 or 30 people back. And by the time we get in, it's sold out.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, that's weird, because there's only 20 people ahead of us, but okay, sure. And then Sunday comes, so we're like, my friend Billy and I were like, okay, we're going to go there Sunday morning. We were there at 5 a.m. on Sunday. The thing doesn't open until 8. Yeah. We're there at 5 a.m. waiting in the freaking cold by the beach. This is like March, so it's still very like breezy, and it was
winter
cold
weather.
We're talking like, I'm sure the East Coast guys are like, oh, like laughing, but it's like 50 degrees, but like very windy, and we're by the beach, so it's cold. So we're just waiting there, and we look and we're like, okay, there's literally 10 people ahead of us. Cool. We're going to get this, right? Because they have 50. So come in, and I want to say maybe 3 or 4 people got the Galactus.
Yeah.
And then they're like, sorry, we're sold out.
Oh.
Wait, how did this happen? Like, and everybody was getting mad. Well, it turns out that they allowed everybody who got access to the the exhibitor badges, or the people that have like, they can get in there an hour early, or whatever.
Yeah, the retailer badges.
Yes, retailer, exhibitor, press, whatever. Whoever that can get their access early. Well, they allowed the vendors and those people to buy the Galactus.
Oh my God.
Well, guess what? Once word got out that, like, oh, it's selling for how much online? Well, then guess what? By Sunday, guess what happens? All the vendors are going to come get it.
Yeah.
So they didn't realize, like, what kind of secondary market value that Galactus was going to bring. That Galactus was selling upwards of $200, $250 on day one.
Yeah.
By Sunday, it was over $400 because the panic got out there that there wasn't, there was like people that are hoarding it.
Yeah. So, and there wasn't enough for everyone to get.
Yeah. So like one example would be you have a booth and I work at your booth.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get one, and then you're gonna send me to get one. So now we have two. Like that's how
we're going to sell them for hell of
yes,
money.
and you're gonna flip it on eBay because they're dealers, so obviously they're gonna be smart.
Yeah.
They're gonna know what does eBay sell for. Oh wow, they sell for 300. Well, it was selling for upwards of $400. Anyway, so they actually
right
had
place, right time.
So they stopped and they go, okay, guys, we're sorry, we messed up. We're gonna do an emergency sealed tournament at 11 a.m. in the gaming hall upstairs. At the convention center.
Yeah.
3 boosters of Infinity Challenge, 500 points.
Okay.
So we're like, okay. So we went from waiting from 5 to 8 to just going straight in line to wait until 11.
Oh my
God. We had luckily Billy Versus had just came out, like the starter decks had just like been announced, and he had like an advanced copy, so everyone in line was playing or watching the game, watching the Versus.
Okay.
And of course the WizKids guys didn't like that at all. We're like, well, we didn't have to be here if you just like sold the Galactus like how you're supposed to sell it to the people, not the vendors.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, so we go inside and we all get, I'm like, okay, cool. Well, how many people are actually going to play? 107 players.
Oh my God. That's ridiculous.
107 players. And this was back then when it was kill points and survivor points. So whatever you killed plus whatever survived, that's your victory points.
Oh, wow.
Right. And we're all sitting down, and so then they announce, because of time constraints, it's only going to be 3 rounds.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
It's 3 rounds with 107 players, and the person with the most points gets the Galactus.
Oh wow, that is
so
dirty.
Imagine that like this. So let's say there's 100. Let's say there's 100 players. Okay, let's put it at 106. What's half of 106?
What's it, 53?
So after 1 round, there'll be 53 undefeated players. Right?
Yeah.
After 2 rounds,
26 and a half.
Let's say 26. Okay.
Yeah.
And then after 3 rounds, how many? 13.
13. Yeah.
So there'll be 13 undefeateds, but only one of them gets the Galactus.
Oh, that's rough.
Right. Oh, and you know what second prize? You want to know what second prize is?
A booster.
Third prize is you're fired. No, I'm just kidding. No. That's from a movie.
As long as it's Cutco cutlery, we'll be okay.
Second place, nothing. Third place, like just no other prize, just Galactus.
Oh my God, that's rough.
But they got 107 players to spend however much it was for 3 boosters.
Yeah, we'll say $8, right?
Yeah, $8 per. So I think it was probably $25 for everything. Right?
Yeah.
So $25 on a set that we didn't care about because that's old. At the time, remember the game has been out for over a year now. So we don't want Infinity Challenge anymore. We want the new shit, but nope, we have to play Infinity Challenge. Anyway, so the old rules back then, where Energy Explosion was, if you can shield pump and enhance pump, the Energy Explosion splash damage.
Oh wow!
So if you had, and they could cross. So let's say you had 3 bolts. And you were doing your Energy Explosion. Each bolt was a damage.
Yeah, I remember that.
So the middle guy would take the 1 damage, okay? And then the guys on each of his side would take 1 and 1. But their splash on him he would take another 1 from each of the bolts. So the middle guy would take 3.
Yeah.
And then the 2 side guys would take 2. 1 from their bolt and 1 from the splash from the middle bolt, right?
Okay.
Now, if I was to shield pump it, you're adding 1 to each thing. So now you're doing 2, and I'm splashing 2, and you're splashing 2 to me. So the middle guy takes 4.
Okay, that makes sense.
The middle guy takes 4. I'm sorry. The middle guy takes 2, 4, 6. He takes 6.
Oh wow. Okay. Because he gets it from everyone else, right?
Yeah. He takes 2 from each bolt. 1 from the initial target, and then the splash damage from each of the other bolts that are splashing onto him. So that's 2, 4, 6. So the side guys will take 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now if you have enhancement, you're doing another one. So he's taking 3, 3, 3, splash 3, 3. So the middle guy takes 9.
Oh my god.
And then the side guys take 6.
That's dirty.
Now if there's someone behind them, directly behind, the guy directly behind takes 9 as well.
Oh.
And back then, taxis were huge, right? Because you could carry flyers. And you could do actions after taxis. Well, so my pull was Doctor Strange, Ultron, Shield Guy, and other stuff. Didn't matter. Experience Ultron was the nuts. He had a 13 attack, 10 range, 3 bolts, energy explosion.
Ooh, that's gross.
He has also has the wild card, and I had Doctor Strange, who has defenders.
Okay.
So now they can defend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Strange has enhancement, and then I had a shield 10-point guy that did shield pump.
Shield team ability.
Yeah, and then I had another wild card that can copy shield. So all in all, I can pump the damage 3. So it's 4. So if you think about it, it's going to be 4, 4, 4. So one guy in the middle of a 3-bolt energy explosion is going to take 12.
That's gross.
Right? And so what happens is, so we play, and each round, and I'm like, and I'm playing, it's the Death Star. So I just move everybody, and they're trying to split their guys up because they see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, Ultron, each of the bolts is doing 4. Even if I only target 1, that guy takes 4. The splash damage is 4 on everyone.
Yeah. So you're still doing a ton of damage.
And doing ton. So one guy. So I remember the first round, the guy didn't realize what was really happening. Mm-hmm. So he moved everyone in the middle and behind a wall. So I used one of my actions to break the wall.
Oh, jeez.
Just so I could see the front guy. And I energy exploded the front guy, and it did 4.
Decimated the whole
boom,
team.
Boom, boom, boom. And so because old clicks, when you do 4 to everybody, and if you don't have producers, they all go to like 8 attack or 7 attack or 1 damage. So his counterattack was very weak. Well, because he had to counterattack, he lost a couple guys. He had to come through. He hit somebody, whatever. But then I counterattack. My next turn, I hit with Ultron again. This time it's for full damage because they're outside now.
Yeah.
Energy explosion for 1 million. God. So that was done. Second round did the same thing. Third round, all 3 of my rounds were nearly full wipes, meaning I wiped them and I only lost maybe 10 or 20 points at a time because
nice.
The initial energy explosion was just so brutal that. And remember, there's no impervious back then.
Yeah.
So you can't you can't roll out of it. And so the reducers, the best reducer you got is invuln. Well, if your invulnerability guy's taking 12, doesn't matter.
And was there psych pen too? Did Ultron have psych pen?
There's stuff there like that, okay. But with energy explosion, that's what it was. Anyway, so after the 3 rounds, I'm like, dude, I have almost the max amount of points you can possibly get. Yeah. And I started looking the other games, and a lot of them were, especially in round 3, they were almost like he killed like maybe 50 points, and then he just run and hide.
Oh, geez.
And I'm like, oh, well, then you're not going to win now because you need to go wipe somebody. Well, that's how it was for most of them. And I was, so I had the most points out of I was the only one in the 3 rounds that had more than, I want to say more than 1,000 points. I think the next highest guy was like 900 or something like that.
Okay.
But I think so. There might have been one other guy that had 1,000 that broke 1,000, but I know that I was like almost 1,500.
Oh, geez.
Like something like that. It was like whatever.
For 3 rounds, that's a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot. But remember, it's 500 points. I remember. I know I had way more than that because it's survivor points too. So
yeah. So you're probably close to like 3,000. Like
so
over 2,500 for sure.
But it was way more. So I ended up winning the Galactus.
Oh, very cool.
And,
congratulations.
Yeah. But it was like cool, but also we were mad because like we didn't have to freaking play another 3 rounds of Heroclix.
Yeah.
To get this when we waited already at 5 a.m. on a Sunday to get it.
Exactly. Well, you've been waiting for 3 days, right? Like
Exactly.
you stood in line 3 days.
Yeah. On the third day, we thought for sure we had it because there was literally 10 people in front of us.
Yeah, there's no reason you shouldn't have had it.
Yeah, and then so for that I was like, you know what, I could be like, I keep this because of all the whatever, but then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna see what it sells for. And I ended up selling for almost $500.
Oh my god.
So I was like, okay, well that kind of makes up for the fact that I spent 3 days and didn't really nothing. But so that was like
So it paid for the trip.
Yeah, everything. Like it was. I mean, it's still the fact that we had to wait that line all that long in that line, that it was bad. But yeah, there was a lot of good players there that made the trip from like East Coast to there.
Oh, nice.
And I can only imagine how mad they were that they didn't get the
oh, I bet.
Like
anyone I would know.
The only one I know that I remember that went there was a guy named Charles White. He's from the East Coast, but he was like, play? I don't know, but he was the only guy that I knew because he played in like the Wizard World, Philadelphia, the first one. So
nice.
That's why I knew his name, and he finished top whatever. But Twan was there.
Okay. Why does it sound familiar?
Twan. He's part of Nat's crew.
Oh, is that Nat's brother? That's what I was like. That sounds familiar.
Maybe it's
I think that's Nat's brother or Nat's cousin.
Yeah, but he was really, really good.
Oh, I haven't seen Nat in probably 6 months now.
Yeah. So, but that guy was. He was.
Dude, like, I've heard stories of Twan. Like he is legit,
head and shoulders above everyone. Ask like Alan Mason knows about him.
Yeah.
All I know is he was the one that built the Metron Thing team.
Oh yes.
That Alan
told me about that.
Yeah, and Alan took
like,
that all the way to the finals.
Team.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody's like, "What? Just 2 figures? Like what?" And that's kind of unheard of when you think about it. When you're playing, you're building a bunch of, because back then it was a pit crew team. Like you have your attacker, and then you have a bunch of pit crew guys that are like the TK support, perplex, prob, outwit, whatever. But he's like, "Nah, we're just gonna play Thing and Metron."
There you go. Yeah, no, I've heard a couple stories about Twan. Like he was ridiculously good. Everyone that ever mentions his name, like said how good he was.
He was the only guy. I mean, so back then, Alan Mason was like our boogeyman.
Yeah,
but that
Alan was good.
That was only because Twan quit.
Oh,
but when Twan was around, he was the boogeyman. Like, I remember we like he would play in the battle royals, and like the first time I was like, oh, I'm gonna side with this guy. So right away, like whenever he's in there, I'm like, yeah, let's go kill them, so that we can get the prizes. Because I know if like, dude, I'm gonna get my ass kicked by this guy if we played like in the thing, because he's that good. Like he can probably take like a 1-on-3.
Oh, jeez.
But I just like didn't even want to chance it.
See, that's what usually ends up happening to me when we play at this. When I play at the store, is like we'll do a battle royale and I pull something halfway decent, I'll get teamed up on. And I'm like, thanks guys, it seems fair.
You know what, but back then it was a different format. You know how this format now, it's the maps are smaller. There's a time limit.
Yeah, it used to be the 3x3, right?
Yeah, 3x3, and they did the shrinking map, where after a certain amount of time,
like
every
Halo?
round the map
like
shrinks.
Fortnite, right, where they get smaller.
It gets smaller, like the map would shrink, and then you put the barrier markers and it shrinks, and it was like they call it shock the turtle, like where if you're on it or behind it when it goes in, you take one unavoidable every round. So you have to go in.
I think in the video games they call it like the storm or something, where it just kind of slowly makes it smaller.
Right. So that's that. That's what it was, because there was no real time limit. It was more like after 40 minutes or 45 minutes or half an hour or whatever, that's when the judges would come by and be like, okay, the barriers are coming in.
Okay, nice.
So
it's a lot of barrier.
Yeah. Well, no, you just put it on the corners and you just put it inside, and you just say it connects all of them. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
That's that's an early Heroclix lesson.
I know. I keep trying to get Nat back into competitive clicks, but he don't want to. He's stubborn. He's playing other stuff now.
Yeah, he's the old school. He's part of the old school. Yeah.
Dude, he's still good.
Have you met the O'Briens?
No, I've met the O'Briens.
Okay, Joe and Paul.
Hmm.
Those are the other guys. So the crew was Alan, Joe, Paul, Nat, and Twan, and then there's a guy named Jason.
Okay.
Jason, he's the one that does Clicksmaster.
Okay.
That app, that's him. But
Was it?
those guys were they were the Bay Area guys that they came down and they were so it's weird because it's coming from like they were so cocky that the SoCal guys were like, dude, like why are you guys so cocky? Like, you guys aren't you guys aren't that good. And
Yeah.
it all started when Billy, me, and a couple other guys, San Diego guys that were
Mhm.
like basically we went online back and forth and basically talked shit to each other. And then that's when we had so in the summer or I want to say the spring of like '04,
Hmm.
we did '03 or '04. We did a battle, a clash. We called it the North South battle or whatever. We did a thing where we all met in Santa Barbara,
Hmm.
and all the SoCal guys went and all the NorCal guys went, and we organized this whole thing where uh you know you had teams of two and you would play. It would basically be think of like the 3v3 in Heroclix, but just 2v2.
Okay.
So you're playing against your opponent and your partner's playing against the opponent. And
Hmm.
then you take if you both win, you win the match. But if you split, then you go by victory points.
Okay,
And
that makes
then and
sense.
then yeah, and then like so we did the whole we did the scoring and did everything and we did the composite score because we had more players come from south. There
Yeah.
was only we had like 30 we probably had like 30 players come from the south and
Hmm.
they had maybe 20 max.
Okay.
So there was more and then so the organizers all like one of the guys in San Diego is the head organizer and they put up the pricing. There was like I have it here somewhere but it's a trophy like a glass trophy
Okay, nice.
that says like the we're the champion like Heroclix Clash of Champions or whatever.
We could do
And
that again. I'd be down.
yeah, it was
Like you get
cool.
a team and I get a team
Yeah,
and
it was cool. But that's how we all ended up bonding. Like so
okay,
if you
nice.
talk to Alan at all, he'll tell you all
Yeah.
about it because he was there.
Okay,
He was the
nice.
only guy. He was the only guy to beat me.
Oh, nice. Was
Yeah,
Alan was telling me about some guy named Joe? I can't remember. He was used to be really good too.
Joe O'Brien. That's him.
Oh, okay. Then I think
Joe
he has
O'Brien.
Parkinson's now or
Yes,
super. Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Yes, I have met him. He's a super cool guy.
He was the guy that I played in the finals at the WonderCon for the $1,000 cash prize.
Oh, wow.
Where I went up to San Francisco to play,
Hmm.
and we meet in the finals, and he wanted to split. And I said, cool, let's split 50-50. And he goes,
Uh-huh.
no, I'm thinking 70-30. I was like, "Why?" And he goes, because I think I could beat you. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm like, well, this is Joe. So, all right, fine. I'm like, it's better than me not getting anything.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, sure. And I end up beating him.
Oh,
And
nice.
then, so the first thing he says, I guess I should have taken the 50-50 split, huh? I'm like, well, I mean, you thought you could have won,
Yeah.
but,
Hey, it's
but
a game of dice.
Nat, but the cool thing was Nat, like when we did like the little ceremony, he was like, "Hey man, it's like mad respect to you for coming up here in our town and winning because it was just me and like two other guys that
Uh-huh.
were from South that went up there. Everyone else was pretty much local and up there, and it was like talking about like everyone was cool, but like hostile territory in the sense that like they're all the NorCal guys, like all the top guys, and we're like, holy shit, we
Uh-huh.
gotta play these guys, and we have to do the qualifiers to get in to the,
Okay.
and the qualifiers was sealed, and I'm like, oh
Oh,
really? There were two
yeah.
qualifiers. One was sealed, and the other one was 500-point theme team,
Interesting.
name theme team, or
Interesting.
yeah.
Well,
So
you know.
people were playing X-Men with the Professor X, the one that just shot everybody. He can shoot through people through other X-Men. There was like
Okay.
those were the
Oh,
ones
that
that were
sounds
really
very
good. Yeah. And I remember we tried to play. I don't know what I ended up trying to play, but I ended up losing. But I got in through the sealed. So
okay, nice.
But
Very
yeah,
cool.
and then right after that, the WonderCon moved to Anaheim.
Oh, nice.
So now
Right
it's
next door to you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's man. I should have saved that story for the next one.
No, that was a good story, dude.
But
Because
that was fun,
like I
man.
said,
Yeah,
like Alan
that-
and some of the
yeah.
other guys have talked about him,
Yep.
so now I get some like a story
Yeah,
from another
Alan knows
perspective.
if he knows he was there. This was when I won. This was 2010. So this was like, so the when we first did it was like 04, and then like 6 years in between because I took a break because I was playing Versus in between then.
Yeah, but the Versus died, right?
Yeah, it died in 09.
Oh my god, it was
So
the
then-
Versus is a fun game. I played. I don't.
Oh man, it's good, and the fact that they were throwing money like it was going out of style
Yeah,
was
like
was-
the artwork
was-
on the cards were beautiful.
It was
the
crazy.
Gameplay was fun.
like we wanted. I was like, I play this for free, and how much am I gonna get for what? You're gonna give me $3,000 for play? Like not even winning.
Yeah.
Like doing moderately good. My first,
Oh,
the first
jeez.
pro, moderately good. The first pro circuit that I played in.
Uh-huh.
No idea what what the professional level is like because these are a lot of Magic players coming in, and I finished like in the 30s,
Oh, that's really good.
and I made 3,300
Wow, that is
for
impressive.
finishing moderately good
Okay.
because first place was 40K. So
Oh my
and
god.
this was back in 2004. So
That's definitely a lot of money back in 2004. Even now, that's still a lot of money.
still a lot.
I don't think
but
there's
this
any
was
games out
also-
there throwing out
Yep.
40K.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like esports that do it now.
Oh yeah.
But this was also before esports because there was no Twitch. There wasn't even Justin TV. That's what it used to be.
Oh well, what
there
I
was-
heard.
There's no YouTube. There's no
definitely not.
streaming. There was no Google. Like, it was barely starting. Like, VS Realms, HC Realms was like the only thing that you can even look at.
Yeah.
no
well,
no
what is it?
video coverage because like the streaming quality and the internet video quality was
Well-
very, very poor.
Yeah, but people were, people still had antennas on their TVs.
Yep, exactly. And you still had the dial up. So
Exactly.
so the fact that they were doing all that and it was a really good and this is even before the Marvel Studios came out. So
Oh,
before
wow.
Iron Man, all that stuff before
Yeah, before the
Marvel
movies.
really before the comic stuff really blew up, it was Versus. So
Yeah.
it just sucks because if that came out now, I think it would be okay because there's a lot of people that are into the comics now. Back
They
then,
did versus 2.0.
yeah, but it's
Is it not
terrible.
the same?
Number
I haven't
one,
played.
it doesn't use a stack or a chain, which in games it's different.
Yeah.
You can't respond to things. Things just resolve. Number one. Number
Okay.
two, it's not DC. It's just Marvel. So you're like cutting half of the fan base.
DC
number
with their
three-
licensing is so tight. It's ridiculous.
Number three, they cut the pro circuit to just every few months they do like a 5K.
Oh, okay.
So it's like first place like $2,000. I think first place like $2,000 $2,500 compared to when I played
40.
That's not even winning.
Yeah.
Like and then
That's- It's like 40th place.
yeah, exactly. And then they also changed the gameplay mechanic. It's
Okay.
It's okay. I don't like it, but
I haven't played the new version. I played the old one. I liked it. So
yeah. So I don't know. I don't think we're gonna see any kind of game that's like that anymore because everything is moving towards esports and electronic stuff.
So
it's gonna
that's
be
funny
very-
you mentioned that
It'd be hard to
because
do that.
at some of the high schools, they're pushing to
Magic.
make that part of the curriculum and like as an actual sport for scholarships.
Ooh.
So
Well-
that's kind of cool.
Wait, which
Kinda-
part? Like, are you talking about like Fortnite stuff or like actual strategy games?
I think like
'Cause-
Legends, like
Okay,
stuff
That's
that's
okay.
like
That's
on
just more like-
esports.
that's more like reaction fast twitch. That's different. Like playing a game like Magic actually.
Yeah, no, I think they mean like
Requires a lot of
console
critical
games
thinking.
and stuff like
Yeah,
that, or
okay.
Destiny, scholarships for stuff like that, and
I don't know
it'll
about
be like sports.
that's interesting. I mean, I guess, but to me, it's weird.
Yeah, I think it's weird too, but we're also from a different generation than
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
the one that's
Yeah.
now, because these kids literally spend hours and hours devoted to these games, and they're like, well, why can't I get free money for it? So
Yeah, I mean, if there's an audience for it, then for sure, right? If there's someone willing to pay for it, then but that's always what it is. Is someone willing to pay to watch you play?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is. If the answer is yes, then there will be sponsors to follow along. But that's it's got to be number one. Do they want to watch you play?
Hey, we all can't be PJ.
I know, right? Well, they don't pay him to watch though.
It's all right.
Hey, so
we pay him with love.
How's the strike?
Oh, I'm still on strike. My wife's on the bargaining unit, as I've told you guys last week. I've seen her a couple hours this weekend since Memorial Day weekend. She's been at the Alameda County Education Office all weekend trying to negotiate with the district, and there's not been any progress last time I heard. So looks like we'll be on strike again tomorrow.
Okay. Well, it gives you time to get your sorting done.
It is. I got it set up last week on eBay, so I'm making progress with that.
You put more items up?
Yeah, I got up all my rebirth.
When you go through, let me know all your super extras. I'll take.
What do you want?
I told you already. It's
okay. Uncanny.
So I want Mighty Thor up there.
No, I'm gonna hang on that Mighty Thor.
Well, then that's it. Done.
All right, fine.
Uncanny
Mighty Thor, Uncanny.
Maybe Uncanny.
Okay.
Superior, maybe.
Okay.
Just off the top of my head, those are probably two. Just because Spider-Man and X-Men are always really popular.
Yeah, I don't have too much extra superior foes. That's one of the smaller sets, but I have a ton of extra Uncanny. Yeah. I have a lot of Uncanny. I'll be going through it in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, and then maybe trying to think what else. Avengers Defenders War, not really. Maybe Harley. I don't know.
I have a good amount of Harley.
Elseworlds? You got Elseworlds?
Not too much. That was one of my lower sets that not a lot bought of.
Yeah.
People didn't buy a lot of. Yeah.
All right, so let's go through the news.
Want to go through some regionals, qualifiers?
What do we got?
We have a regional in Oak Ridge, North Texas. Space Cadets. We had 22 players. Mr. Matthew Donaham won.
Donham.
Let me share my screen here.
Yeah, he won with the testicles.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to see yourself. There we go. Oh, that's not it. Go away. All right.
All right. Oh yeah, this is finally Lord Chaos Master Order. He's been playing this for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
it looks like a solid team.
Yeah.
I forget what Lord Chaos Master Order does.
If you crit miss, it's good for you if you crit hit. It's bad for them if you crit. It's bad for them if they crit miss.
Okay.
And then they have I think it's 7 clicks. Their stats are 18 or 19 defense. It goes from invincible, 4 clicks of invincible, to 2 clicks of regeneration.
Okay.
And the regen is a 19 regen.
I remember that. Yeah, the last time I played when I was running Hawkeye and.
But he has perplex. They have perplex the whole dial.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the whole cosmic entity where you can't multiple target. I think.
Yeah.
I think. And then they have something where, like, if they die, they pass on that trait, whatever.
Or it still continues on, right?
Yeah, it continues on. But they also have Pulse Wave. And they have like a million range too. They have a lot.
It's like 10, I think, or 10 or 11.
Yeah, they're Power Cosmic and Mystics. So it's going to be hard to get through them because they can perplex their defense up, and you cannot with the Invincible. So it's going to be one at a time, right?
Yeah.
And then I believe they have some effect where they can like free mind control somebody, but only if it was someone that they either attacked them or that somebody hit. There's a
like a pseudo retaliation,
something like that. Yeah. You can just bring that up, but
okay.
What else? It's a mystical theme, right? Yeah.
Yeah, mystical +5. It's got Zatanna, Sheriff Strange.
I like the Zatanna because
Zatanna's good. Those bats are extremely annoying.
Yeah, I'm just that's one of the pieces that I thought you'd see play for sure because she has perplex prob, right?
Yeah, she's like the Scarlet Witch.
Mystics. Yeah, she's a Mystics, and he's playing her at full, so he even gets the Empower enhancement birds.
Yeah, so those are definitely good. Sheriff Strange, everyone knows what that does. Alex Wilder's pretty basic. Tri-Sentinel, we have our start car, which I think is pretty solid.
It gives deflection, right?
ESD, yeah, it gives ESD to anyone adjacent, and I think +1 if they're shooting through the typical terrain. And then
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of high defenses, right? Because The Sentinel has deflection with 18. Sheriff Strange has 18 plus the perplex. Zatanna has, I believe, deflection.
Yeah.
With perplex, and Master Order has perplex. They're all perplex everywhere, and then you're gonna have I believe you're gonna have ESD when you're next to the start car.
Yeah, it gives out ESD. So pretty good. ID slot seemed pretty standard.
Wow, he went undefeated the whole day.
Yeah. So that was very good. All right. So next we have.
He's doing a tournament report, so we should see that soon.
Oh, nice! I look forward to reading that. All right. Next we have the regional in Beaverton, Oregon, at Gongai Games. We have a Daniel Schroeder playing Unijaw.
I like this guy. This guy's cool. Dan's cool. How many players?
They had 29 players. They also did something really cool. They did a fundraiser for lupus.
Yeah, it's a charity. That's one of the easiest ways to get attendance.
Yeah, they raised $1,200 on that day, Saturday. Nice. That was crazy. That was very good. So, good job, Gonji Games, Chip, my man. So yeah, Unijaw, pretty standard. Mudman, we've seen that before. Boxing ring.
Okay, so it's your blah.
Exospec, Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
well,
Stormbreaker.
Let's put it this way: it gives Unimind a 12 range.
Yeah, and it's kind of what I think he was what they're doing with the EE. So that's pretty solid.
Wait, does he choose who gets it then?
For what?
Because he has Exospecs and Stormbreaker. Who's getting the other one?
Does I would assume
choose?
Oh. Well, no, because Lockjaw can't equip because it's not a standard character, right?
Yeah. And Mudman can't get it either. So, is he just leaving it out there to see which one he needs? Maybe?
I would assume so.
I mean, that's kind of cool to see what you go up against, and then you...
Is Stormbreaker undestroyable? Or
yeah, it's indestructible, yeah.
Indestructible, thank you. So maybe if someone poofs his Exospecs, he's got Stormbreaker as a backup.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's actually pretty smart if you could think about it. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Stark Tower, okay.
Because they can't destroy it. They can equip it, but
yeah,
that's in action, so...
This is super point denial, huh? Because Lockjaw Mudman?
Yeah.
Unimind? Come on.
It's very defensive Unimind.
Jesus, okay. Cool.
Yeah. The next regional we had was in Owensboro, Kentucky at Big Bang Toys, Comics, and Games. Mr. Randy Carter playing Jakeem for the win.
He's also writing a article.
Right. Yeah.
How many players?
13.
Okay. So Jakeem, Lockjaw, it's not a theme, huh? Surtur?
No.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm assuming Exospecs on Jakeem, right?
Yeah. I mean, because you can't put anyone else.
Yeah, you can't put on anyone else. So, giving Jakeem a couple extra powers is never too hurtful. You just got to pick them in the right order.
So basically, he's doing Jakeem instead of Unimind because it's kind of the same, right? It's like Lockjaw, Jakeem,
exactly.
Unimind, Lockjaw, and then retiles and IDs. Okay, so it's like same run-of-the-mill stuff.
And then he played Sam Powell in the finals, and she was playing Hawkeye, and he won. So that's
interesting.
Got to say something.
I wonder if she just missed.
I don't know. It's still though, because Jakeem's got ESD, so he's at a 20.
Plus perplex if he picks perplex.
Yeah, so 21, right? Tops. Yeah, he's got prob. Lockjaw could pick prob, so that's 2 probs you have on it. Still, that's a tough matchup.
Maybe, or he picked barrier and he just barriered.
Yeah.
Right, and then go kill him the next turn.
Yeah, because Lockjaw can pick barrier. And wait till you.
Barrier. You have 2. He could pick 2 barriers. 2 guys with barrier. It's pretty good.
Come at me. That makes sense. Yeah, I like the barrier.
Well, we'll see what he says in his article, right? Because he's going to be writing it.
Exactly. That's just my prediction. I'm usually wrong. Probably not. But,
We'll see.
We have a qualifier in Streetsboro, Ohio, at Empire Games with 15 players. I didn't get the build sheet, but Derek Thompson played a supported Devil
Derek
Harness.
Thompson won?
Yeah.
Nice. That guy's he's one of the old school guys. He's really good.
Okay, nice. Yeah. You guys played in the finals a couple years back, right?
Yes, he was playing the Icebox team.
What's that?
An Iceman with the Pandora's box.
Okay.
He's a very good team builder.
Mm-hmm.
So he likes to experiment with things, and he's so good that he can experiment with something and make it far. That's why.
I wish I was a better team builder.
Yeah, me too. So Lockjaw
Oh,
Isaac.
please.
Lockjaw Isaac. Is this a theme? No.
I don't think it's a theme. No.
Lockjaw Isaac.
Ironheart definitely makes it not theme, right?
Okay. So it's okay. If you look at it here, it's close to a point
It's a
denial.
pseudo undying team.
Very close because Isaac does have a stop click with Pogs. Ironheart's hard to kill. Daredevil's hard to kill. Mr. Oz. So the real points you're getting here are Mr. Oz at 40 if you can get him, and Groot. As long as he can get more than 60 points, right? He should win.
Yeah. So basically, he's just supporting Daredevil to go out and smack people.
Okay, that's a very interesting. I like the Isaac though. I mean, I'm a fan of that figure.
I'm definitely expecting to see more Isaac show up. He's
Agreed.
good.
Yeah. I mean, Warren Jin just wrote an article. It's gonna go up actually tomorrow. About on a Beta Ray Bill robot team that he played to a top 8.
Oh, nice.
Top 16 or top 8, but it had Isaac on the team because it's a robot theme.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. So barrier on top of Bill's ability makes it really hard to get to the team.
Get to him.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely surprised we haven't seen more Beta Ray build teams. Just
he's really heavy on the points, and a couple reasons why I think number one, Sam Cap. I think the number one reason is Sam Cap.
Yeah.
Because
call in.
Because they can get all the way across the map, call in within 4, and then shoot you. Number 2, with the format of Vulture, and now people are playing Mjolnir again. You saw the Mistress Death, right? Oh, you didn't see the Mistress Death. Sorry, I'm talking about this. But there's like Mistress Death teams with Mjolnir, Star Fox with Mjolnir.
Okay.
So between those two and Vulture, that's a lot of close combat.
It is. And you can just hypersonic up and
right. Him. Vulture also ignores characters, so you can't even plasticity to stop him. He just runs through. So he can actually run and hit people. For Star Fox and Mjolnir, they don't even have to be close. They just have to be within 8 or 10.
Yeah, because it's a close attack.
Yeah, it's a close attack.
Yeah, no, now that I think about it, I saw a good amount of them like a year ago, and they never did very well. So.
But it's starting to see things. I mean, I don't know. I think post rotation it might be better because there's no Sam Cap. But there's still a Mjolnir thing if people still try that. I don't know. We'll see.
There's gonna be a lot of different stuff post rotation.
Yeah.
Lastly, we had Greensboro, North Carolina at Comic Dimension. We had 15 players. Jacob Bishop playing a Black Adam. Nice. 2 Green Lanterns.
Oh, mystical team.
Sheriff Strange, 2 Tri-Sentinels, yeah.
And then ID cards and Venom Symbiote. Okay.
Yeah, so Venom Symbiote
going on Black Adam. Okay.
So it's a solid combo.
This is starting to be the norm, I feel like, the mystical team now with the Green Lanterns. I've been wondering when the Green Lanterns would make their return because Barrier is really good right now. Yeah,
definitely.
And it looks like this is one of the teams it could get on. I mean, free Barrier, it's tough. It's going to be hard for Hawkeyes to shoot.
And I think Hawkeye I still think is probably one of the better teams out there that everyone needs to look at. I'm wondering if Hawkeye's not showing up at these events or what, but we know Hawkeye did show up.
I'm pretty sure Hawkeye. I'm pretty sure this could beat that Hawkeye because
a lot of Mystics.
Well, no, he can double Barry with Green Lantern, right?
Like that's 2 Green Lanterns. You only have a limited number of barriers you can do. If you run the 3, you can do it. You can put up 8 barriers.
What I'm saying is, he can just straight up barrier, power action barrier on turn 2.
Yeah,
which means that's 8 squares that Hawkeye can't get through. Right?
Yeah.
Like he just can't. He might be able to if they win the map. So Hawkeye's +9. If he wins the map, then Hawkeye's done.
Yeah.
Because then you just pick an indoor map and you just wall up.
Can't do anything.
I would. A lot of times though, the Hawkeye team sometimes they just miss, right?
Yeah.
It happens. Like they missed that 6 because you've been rolling, let's say 3 or 4 times, and that 5th time you finally missed. I've seen it happen before.
It's statistically going to happen.
Yeah, and if you look at their defenses, they're all going to be 20s. It looks like they're going to be 20s, right? Because the Green Lanterns are deflection, and they have the trait where it gives +1 against range. Black Adam's going to be...
Yeah, if you bar your defense.
Yeah, Black Adam's going to be a 19. Sheriff Strange is going to be a 19. Tri-Sentinel's already a 20. And then there's still maybe another Perplex that you can throw around. So it's like 19 or 20.
Yeah, so it's another hard-to-hit team.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. I might have to probably message Mr. Bishop here and see if he wants to write an article so he can find out more about Black Adam.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'd love to hear about the Black Adam. It's been one of my favorite pieces since the set came out.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all I got for tournament reports.
Right. What else we got? So the format still... So there's a little bit of shift in the Black Adam. Like they're going towards the mystical. Like there's a slight shift to mystical, right?
Yeah.
Because
that's what I've been waiting for.
The Order and Chaos is a mystical, and the Black Adam's a mystical team.
Okay. Yeah.
It's slowly shifting out from the Avengers Cosmic back to mystical, because before mystical was the number one.
Was the everything.
Yeah, and then it went to Cosmic, because remember before Jakeem was the guy, so it was like mystical or Justice Society or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Unimind comes out, and then it's been Cosmic since.
Yeah, Unimind definitely put a stop.
And then every now and then you'd see a mystical here, mystical there, and then finally, now with Black Adam, Tri-Sentinel, it's starting to shift back to mystical. That's interesting. So we'll see if there's any more shifting that goes on, because Black Panther's not out yet.
Yeah, it's so how
you know it's going to be? It's just going to go back to Cosmic now, because there's so much Cosmic in that.
There's so much Cosmic. So you had 2 pre-releases, right?
Yeah.
Wednesday and Saturday. How'd they go?
Yeah. Dude, we got Ultra Chase Thanos.
Oh,
one of the guys pulled it. Yeah, we have it. We showed it on the Instagram. It was cool. So Steve DiCarlo pulled Ultra Chase Thanos earlier in the week at another event. Comes here, and everyone's just like, man, imagine if Steve was sitting in this chair and he pulled that booster, then he would have had 2 Ultra Chase. That's crazy, right? Like,
yeah. No, he said he sold his real fast.
Yeah, real fast. Yeah. But yeah, Ultra Chase Thanos. I think he went 1 and 2, but whatever. He won anyway because he got that.
He won.
Yeah.
He won.
And
right
also, so there we had 2 more boosters left. So we had 9 players. So I remember I split it to 10 and 10. So the 9 players showed up, and there was 2 more boosters left. So basically, I was like, Michael, the guy who works here, I was like, you just want to get these last 2 boosters, so we can, so it could be an even number to play 10 players in the tournament. Sure.
Yeah.
It's Black Panther. Chase.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, worked out.
So what is it? Wednesday night, we did our BRs. I went through the 2 cases. We got Red Skull Chase, and then we got Captain America Chase.
Oh, nice.
And there was another venue on Friday that did it close by. I couldn't go. I was at home being a single father because my wife's been bargaining forever now. But they had 2 Ultra Chases. Oh my God.
2?
2. I was so mad I didn't go.
Holy shit.
They had 2, and they pulled Black Panther and I think a Red Skull.
Wow.
2 Ultra Chases. That's stupid. Oh, I wish I would have won.
Hey, somewhere in this country, there's a place that had 2 cases and they got 3 chase instead of 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever that should have been that one. It's like they got this instead, and it's like a crappy one. Like they open up
2-star brands.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, that was funny, dude. Freaking Aaron.
Let's have a moment of silence for all the stores
Star brand. Oh.
that open 2-star brands.
It's funny, dude.
But yeah. Dude, I'm sold out of Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why? We don't do. I mean, we sell a lot, but most of our players, you really just come in and play. They want to buy the boosters and play.
Yeah.
So, I'll sell some bricks, but most of the time they want to come and play. So that's why we have a lot of people for our release and pre-release events.
Oh, okay.
Because they want to play, like more so than collecting. They want to play the game. You know?
All right. Well, I might have to grab a couple kit bricks off you then. Got people
Yeah,
hitting me up still.
I mean, well, we're gonna go through them eventually. It's just we also need to open some for the store stock.
Yeah. No, and that's with me saving a couple for the store stock, but I sold through everything.
But your guys always go through them anyway, so
Yeah.
you go through 50 bricks.
Yep.
Wow, they bought all 50 bricks.
Yeah. I usually get close to selling out, but
What are you selling them at?
was it my bricks are like at 100 and a case is 195?
Oh yeah, that's yeah, we do that too. But,
so I think we have the same prices.
But I feel like a set like this is the expected value is going to be more if you open it.
Yeah.
Because the objects themselves are what's driving the price.
Oh no, for sure. Figures. And the chance of getting what $400 or $500
exactly.
Ultra Chase right now?
That's why I feel like it's a better deal for people to buy the bricks. But as like a retailer and as someone who sells singles, for me, I would rather open them because I can sell them for more.
Of course.
Yeah. Especially for this. Like the last time that was like this, I would say was Nick Fury. Because you had chases, insane supers, and like there was
the chases and Nick Fury suck.
So when it first came out, people still wanted the chases. They wanted the Thanos throne, the Kang thing, and the whatever. Okay, there's still whatever. There's still people that still want the chase. Okay, then there's Nighthawk Prime. Everybody wanted because that's the time. And then there was Nick Fury himself, and then on top of that, you had the build Hulkbuster.
Yeah.
So people were trying to get that, and that was a lot. And also, you could play them in the game, like they're actually competitive. Give somebody invulnerability forever, and then there were ID cards.
Yeah, the ID cards is
so what I got. Level 7 stuff like that. So that was the last set where I would say selling the boosters was making you less money than opening it and selling it separately, because you can parse. Because if you almost every booster you're going to get either a object or an ID card.
Yeah.
So and those at the time, because people are trying to build those objects, they're like $10 for a leg.
Oh my god, yeah.
So you know what I mean?
I remember.
So selling that leg, you already made your money from the booster, and then that's not even counting the generics that are in there that everybody wants to build their armies with.
There was a lot of what I like about Black Panther is there's a lot of generics in the set.
Yeah. So this is pretty close because there's like high desirable, very desirable chases, and then there's objects. That's why Thor was similar, because Thor had a bunch of objects too. But which is why that set is very very popular, very sold out. It's sold out. It's very high in demand. Also because there's 8 boosters a brick instead of 10, so that means there's just less in general.
Yeah, well, because they devoted a good portion of the plastic to the beautiful Colossals.
Yeah, the Colossals. But just to get the set itself, you're getting shorted 2 boosters in your brick. So just because of that, there are less boosters out there. There's
less figures.
There are 20% less figures out there in Thor than any other set. Just because, right.
Well, and I'm sure the print run was lower because of the super boosters.
Probably, but I don't know. I'm not even sure because it was like the new thing, like the new set. So maybe everybody, because I know when it was like everybody wanted to get the starter, everybody wanted to get the.
I sold out of that one too.
Exactly. Yeah. That went fast.
I sold out after the fact, but not before. Not before like this.
So. Yeah, that went really quick. So, all right, what else you got?
Let's see. Oh, so I don't know if you follow a lot of the pages on Facebook, but
I see.
Was it David Newbark, right?
Uh-huh.
He did this. He's setting up this thing in Origins, which I think is really cool. So he put out this message. Yeah, so 100% free, 100% after hours Heroclix event on Thursday night at Origins, where he's renting out this event hall, and he's going to have it catered with appetizers. He's limited it between 20, 30 players, a constructed event with limitations. He hasn't said what the format is yet, but completely free event. And he's offering up Thanos Ultra Chase with the object, I'm sure, I hope. As
I'm going to break off
I think that is super cool.
He's going to break off Screet first.
Dude, well, he's already said he has like 2 or 3. No, so,
okay.
Thank you, sir, for...
Do you know him?
Do
you know him?
No, I don't. I don't know him at all.
He's loaded.
I've seen from his post, he seems very well off.
He is loaded. So
seems very well off.
This is just par for the course, if anybody even knows anything about this guy.
Do you know him?
I know a little bit. He is a... I'm pretty sure I think he's an auto sales.
Yeah, he has a lot of cars. He posts.
I kind of want to say like high-end. I want to even say high-end auto sales. So that's like even more money, you know?
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I just saw one of his videos. He was like he just got his GTR. I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, dude,
he's got a lot of nice cars.
Dude, yeah, he's like in that Porsche club or whatever. Yeah, I like seeing his stuff because I like seeing what new exotic car he has this time.
Yeah, no, for sure. Dude. So
I'm wondering if
like a nice
he has
guy.
like a actual garage with all the cars, or if he just changes it every few months.
I don't know. So David, if you do have a car garage of really cool cars, take a video, post it, and we will like it.
Yes. It'd be cool if he runs something where he puts one of his cars up as
oh my god.
Car tournament. Oh my god.
Quinn, I'm flying. Let's go, Pat.
I feel like he's on the West Coast. Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
I think he's back in Florida or in the East Coast. I could be wrong but
that's pretty cool, man. Free.
Yeah.
He doesn't put the. You know what he should do is he should just like have people like bring what you have, and then you're gonna find out what the format is that day. That would be awesome. And he goes, "You guys have 30 minutes to build a team."
Dang, so you got to bring like everything though,
dude. But that's it'll be like, okay, I have the he put them in an envelope, sealed envelope, and like the format is in here, and then when he opens it and he reads off the format, then he gives you 30 minutes to build your team, and then boom, go. That would be awesome,
dude.
And also, if I were him watching, I'd just laugh and watch everybody panic.
Oh my god, dude, why not, right? But this dude's shelling out the money for the event center, the event for food.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, he said he spent like $500 on a Thanos. So
that's
hey, again, thank you, sir, for giving back to the community. As coming from a Magic player, dude, Magic players are grimy. Like I said, continuously, this Heroclix community is so giving and thankful and supportive of each other. It's unlike anything else I've experienced. So I am lucky to be part of the community.
I hope whoever goes takes a bunch of videos and pictures.
Yeah, I think Steve said he's trying to get in. So Steve, if you go, I want to see like a blog about it.
Yeah, they were telling us about it here, and it was like, man, I almost want to go to that instead of the freaking event itself.
Chance to win a Thanos? Why not, right? But apparently he's everywhere, man. So
yeah. So who knows? Maybe his price drops to like 200, less than 200.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I need one. Well, let me see after pre-release. Let me sell a couple first. Yeah. Let's see. So we did that. Oh, so I decided I'm gonna go to the regional Aaron's event at WKO. So I'm locked in, ready to go. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna play. If you guys have any suggestions, leave it in the comments. If there's anything you don't want me to play, let me know.
You know what? It's pretty simple right now because all you have to do is wait to see what the winning team is at Worlds.
Oh, all right. Nationals.
Oh, sorry, Nationals. Why do I keep saying that? Yeah, Nationals. Because it's 2 weeks after Nationals.
Yeah.
So then you look at the list, and then you also get to see what the metagame looks like by then. You have enough time.
Yeah.
So
let's see.
That's cool. You're gonna go. So you're gonna be bringing everybody.
I'm gonna bring as many people as I can. So yeah, I advertise it to the SAT guys. Advertise it to the Chico guys. Dude, I know a couple of the SAT guys are going.
Oh right. Wait, are Aaron's friends going?
Who's Aaron?
The guys that always have problems with.
Oh, probably.
Those guys. I mean, if they're there, man, I just don't want to have to.
It'll be fine.
Well, I just hope, like, if it does get a little better, like I would like to see Aaron just slap him around a little bit.
No, I don't think there'll be any disrespect or anything going on. I think it'll be a fun day. It'll be chill.
Well, maybe if those guys don't go.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna bring some of my guys.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
No, who are you talking about? Who has beef with Aaron?
Plays like Chris Young is one, like his crew. Chris Young and his crew.
I don't know who Chris Young is.
Maybe he doesn't play anymore then.
The only person I know from SAC is
he was
like
a big problem.
Is he?
Chris Rowe also had to deal with him.
Oh shit. Hey, Chris Rowe handles problems though.
Yeah. Well, this was before. This was when Chris was still skinny. Chris. This was pre-Venom Juice.
Oh, okay.
So
that works. That makes sense. Yeah. So it should be fun. If you guys have any ideas for teams, let me know. Leave them in the comments. Pat, are you gonna be able to make it?
Probably Sunday. I mean,
that'd be fun.
I told him I'll go to the WizKids Open, not the regional.
And then what is it? So, as a distributor to Heroclix, your cost has gone up. Possibly, the trade tariffs with China may mess things up even more. So, we're looking at a possible 25% increase in like Heroclix, like MSRP.
Maybe we're already seeing that with the WWE, right? Look at those prices. $8 for one.
One booster with a character you know what it's going to be is $8. I feel that's a little pricey.
So right now, if it's going to be if there is going to be that increase, the boosters are going to probably retail for maybe 17.
Yeah.
Because right now the retail is $12.99.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to add $2.60 plus $1.30, so you're adding $3.90.
It's almost $4.
16. So you're going to be it's probably going to be $17.99 or around there. $17.99 as the new. If we do get the increase, then $17.99 will be the new norm. Which means
that's what they're asking for.
$7.99 is not that bad.
Well, so that's what they're looking at. That's what the $17.99 I think is the MSRP for the X-Men animated series because the Colossal boosters.
Then that's
that's a Colossal booster.
Wait. But that's with the Colossal booster.
Yeah. Maybe it's $16.99. Well, but I think it went up $1 from the
because it was. I want to say it was $15.99 when it was
Avengers.
We had Avengers Infinity, right?
Yeah. Now it's $16.99.
Yeah.
So they raised it $1.
It could be $17.99 if it gets worse.
Yeah. And then all right. So I'm gonna kind of do this little thing every so often with you. It's called Ask Pat.
Okay.
This is something new, right? So it's my competitive.
I have no
question.
idea what he's talking about. So
this is something new. I just thought up. Let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments. But it's just me coming up with questions, like competitive questions, or if you guys have questions for Pat from his competitive mind. What are your top 5 must-own Heroclix maps for competition?
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Dude, man, I haven't really. So this is probably not good because I haven't really played. But remember, there's ROC and WizKids. So we'll go with WizKids, right? Because that's nationals.
Yeah.
Or do you want to go with ROC? Because remember, they have 2 different map lists.
So, even with the ROC map still being available for WizKids events, I still tend to lean towards the WizKids map. There's no ROC map out there that I'm just like, oh my god, I have to have that.
Well, okay. So number 1, there are 2. It's one map, but there's 2 sides. Amok Time and Underground Caverns. So that's one that has 2, because those are 2 of the 2 most played. The next one, I believe, is the Hacienda and the Iceberg Lounge the same?
Reverse sides, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that's number 2. Those are the 2. Because Hacienda has the shorter map, and the Iceberg Lounge has the puffin seal penguin thing so that you can steal objects.
Okay.
So that's 2. I mean, that's 4.
Yeah.
Next one, I would say
it's still on one piece of paper. We'll count it as 1.
2. That's okay. Then that's 2. The third one, only because Overdrive is still out there and it's still very popular. Arthur's Castle.
Okay.
That's still a hard map for Overdrive, no matter what. They'd have to put Shadowcat ID in there to get up there, or they'd have to do some lot of weird things because that token can't get up there. I would say that would be the third one.
Okay.
The fourth and fifth, I would say Stark Tower has to be up there because that's probably the most used. It's the most used location bonus right now.
Yeah, I think it is.
And it's also a very good map. Just in general, I think because it's hard to just turn to somebody in that one, because you can't see. It's hard to see. It's hard to traverse the terrain.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah. So I think that's a good one, especially if you're playing that Iron Man, that he can just make those pogs. So you can actually.
Well, if you're not playing a theme team, and free
you
probs
get the
always
Sage, right?
always solid.
Yeah, yep. You get the Sage. And then the last one. Oh, let's see. What I'm trying to think of what are some of the rock ones in WizKids, because I was gonna say the Underground from Rock is like probably the number one thing, but it's also the most unbalanced map out there.
That was like my only one from the Rock that I had that I was just like, if you're gonna own a Rock map, that's probably one you want to own.
That's I would say that. So if you're gonna play in the regional, I would have that in my stable of maps. But if you're not gonna play and you're gonna play in the WizKids Open where that's not legal, then you play
Underground Cavern. I still prefer Underground Cavern over the Underground.
Well, Underground Cavern really, really stops Hawkeye. I mean, Underground. The Rock Underground really stops Hawkeye.
Rock Underground definitely stops Hawkeye.
So it also makes it very hard for Vulture to traverse the terrain. He can get there, but it's hard. It's hard for TK lines.
Yeah. So I had a pretty similar list. I had the Stark Tower with the Wakanda Earth-X, Hacienda, Iceberg Lounge.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe Wakanda, that new Wakanda, maybe.
Yeah, the new Wakanda Earth-X. I also had the Half World and the Glador Promenade to stop the boxing ring.
Oh yeah, there you go.
If your team's not set up to face the boxing ring, those are definitely good.
You know what the difference? You know the only thing though is boxing ring has not been very popular as of late. It's been very, very sparse.
Yeah.
They're opting to play either Stark Car, Invisible Jet Terrain, Merc Jet. They're opting to do that instead. Mm-hmm. So although that's really good, I just don't see the boxing ring being as prevalent. Okay. That's one of the reasons why I didn't put that on there. But yeah, for sure, if it was, I would say that.
And then I still personally like the WizKids Office, like one of the original WizKids neoprene mats. Yeah. And then Avengers Defenders Wakanda.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's good too.
The +2, if they don't have stealth busting, it's just incredibly hard to get through.
But you know what? There's a lot though, right? Like if you're playing Unimind, who cares?
Yeah.
If you're playing Hawkeye, who cares? So, that's kind of I don't know. Like the two main guys right now are those. Right?
Yeah.
Like the two main things. So, all right, what else you got?
That's kind of it, man. I think it's been they released the set. I think we've found there's no more secretive figures in the set. Yeah, we can go over that, but we can save that for another episode.
So that means there's next week, and then the week after that is Nats.
Yeah.
So okay, all right. Well, I guess we'll be gearing. I guess we should be gearing up towards that, talking about more as it gets closer. But we're gonna be getting a lot of articles about preparing for it, getting like team sealed advice, preparation, and then just you're gonna get some ideas.
Some of your writers will.
Yeah. So for example,
PJ, Dan, a couple of those guys post their teams.
Yeah. So since Dan's not going, right? Dan's not going, but PJ will be posting his team. Easton will be posting.
Dan's not going to nationals.
No, because his baby's due.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's right. He's having a baby.
So everybody dodged the bullet.
Congratulations.
Everybody dodged the bullet. But
so wait. So if the baby doesn't come, is he still going?
Yeah. He'll have to fly there like 24 hours.
Hey.
Within 24 hours. No.
He can do it.
But so we're gonna have PJ's gonna be writing his team.
Mm-hmm.
Writing about his team. Adam will be, and so will Easton.
Okay, nice.
And from what I can tell, Easton and Adam have pretty spicy brews that are different.
Okay, nice.
Because obviously they're gonna a lot of stuff that are new, but Jason Collins is gonna be writing how to how to prepare for a big event like that. Amber Collins will be going over some rules.
Okay.
Like new rules, things that you need to be aware of when you go in there. And PJ will also be writing about Team Sealed.
Okay.
Like he's going to go over the Black Panther set in terms of Team Sealed for over there.
Oh yeah, because there's so many figures to choose from, and the thing with Team Sealed with the Black Panther set is you can pull a gem and it could be better on somebody else than who it comes with, and you guys can share it. So yeah, there's going to be a lot to talk about that. I look forward to reading that.
Pedro will be probably talking about what are some of like the fringe kind of outside of the box type of figures that you might see.
Okay.
Or and then I'm just going to be doing an all encompassing metagame for what the format will look like. So yeah, that's all within a couple weeks. So to get everybody, up to speed. So
yeah, we could probably talk about what purchasables next week or the week after.
Yeah, when we get more. But yeah, there's gonna be. So yeah, you would show up. Might as well bring up the site right now.
Yep, it's right here, guys.
This will all be on the Apex Insiders.
Apex Insiders right here.
Yeah. A lot of my like actual writers are gonna be premium. So they're going to be behind a paywall, but we've been doing a lot of tournament reports from just players that are winning regionals and qualifiers and whatnot. And I usually ask them if they have something cool, if they want to write about it, and then they do, and those are free, and also gives you an idea of like what to expect when you.
Here's the one from Devin Owens. We just talked about him last week, and that was last week too, right?
Yep. Caleb, the May 23rd, May 27th. Yeah, if you start.
All right, so very cool.
So
all right, George Mashu, the GOAT.
Yep. So he has the little bit of nationals prep there, but Jason's going to be a little bit more in depth.
Cool.
And so should be
fun.
Guys. And I will be updating the 300 point modern forum lists so that people can just look at them.
Of course.
So. Yeah,
that's
basically it. So you got anything this weekend?
More strike, and then probably just the usual Heroclix stuff, our usual Battle Royale sealed event that we do on the weekend, and our 300. We're shifting focus to our 300 modern practice.
Yes, start practicing. Yeah.
And so last weekend I broke out Hawkeye, played around with that for a little bit. I went undefeated, and then I played Shredders for a little bit after that and still went undefeated. So trying to figure out what I want to play. Like I said, if you guys have any suggestions, leave it in the comments.
Just got to wait for the Black Panther. That's all. That's going to change things.
So.
All right. Well, that's it's nice, short and sweet and compact. Until next time, guys, when in doubt, perplex the attack.
Don't forget to practice rolling your dice, guys. Take it easy.
West Coast.